Hello, comic book fans, and welcome. Yes, it's Comic Boss One here. Okay, so a little while ago I promised or threatened that I'd do this, and I wanted to show you the rest of my Batman collection. So here it is. When I say rest, I'm going to have to break it down. It's quite an extensive run, really. So I'm going to do like my favourite story-wise, one of my favourites probably story-wise runs, and then I'll do the other one down the line, a few videos from now, because obviously if you do it all together it can get a bit much. But yeah, so I just want to show you some of my faves anyway. Okay, so starting with Batman 359. And the run that I'm going to really focus on is what I was talking about last time, where you had Norman Brayfogle and Grant, and they were kind of working together, and it was just great. It was a great kind of period of time. Now they migrated, I think, from Detective Comics to the Batman series, and then they were given a brand new, I think the first brand new Batman series there was in a very long time. So this story here, this book that's in front of you right now, was one of the early kind of proper US Batman comics that I read. Otherwise, I've been reading kind of reprints, UK British reprints, but that was one of the first ones, and I loved this story. What I didn't realise was, if memory serves, was that it was part of a two-parter, and I didn't even get to read the first part. Back in those days, the exposition was such and everything that you could pick a story up like that and run with it. Now, not so sure. This is the McFarlane cover. I think it was something like his first cover or first DC cover, can't remember. But yeah, that was September 1988, and it's a good cover. It's a good cover. Okay, and here we go. You'll see there's I've got a few different kind of things with first appearances by Jason Todd, which is obviously earlier. Also, first appearance by, oh God, my memory's so poor. Forgotten what the other one is, Tim Drake. But yeah, this one's pretty famous. This is Death in the Family. This is when they killed off Robin. Sorry, I should have said spoiler alert. And here's the issue itself. Love that run. Love everything about it. Just an awesome run. Awesome story. And yeah, it was. They actually did. For those that don't know, they did a phone vote. Jason Todd was really unpopular at the time, and they did a phone vote to see whether he should live or die, because they were getting so much kind of stuff through the mail from the fans. Back when we had letters pages, and yeah, they did the old Caesar's kind of games, and he was axed. And then when he came back. Again, spoiler alert, got that the wrong way around. When he came back, he's super popular. There you go, 445. So, next one. Here we go. These were good stories as well. 446, 447. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. And I think this was Brayfogle, and I think it was Grant as well, but I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure it was the start anyway. Brayfogle started there with the covers, and then you'll see he jumps on board fully with this one. And at this point, for me, the title really did start. I'm not going to say picking up, because it was well written before, but it just, I loved it, absolutely loved it. Here we go. Okay. And yeah, more really nice covers. There we go. Yeah. This was an interesting story. I remember that one well. Well, worth a look, these, if you actually do, if you're reading your comics as well, then seriously get this run, because it was a good run. Get the Detective Comics run that they were in as well. I mean, that was just awesome. And then there's Dixon. And I think Chuck Dixon, and I think I'm just trying to remember now. Yeah, they carried on. Here we go. And I think they'd done Detective Comics. Yeah. Oh, that was a good one as well. That was a good story. Quite an interesting story. And then I think they'd gone from Detective Comics to the main Batman title. And then they went and did, I think it was Shadow of the Bat, I think it's called. I do know this stuff, it's just my brain doesn't always work as one would hope or expect. I like that cover as well. There we go. Clearly I did like it, didn't I? There we go. I bought 2 copies. And I think the same for this one, but I don't think it was just because I don't think it was because I liked the cover particularly. I think it was because I'd forgotten that I had it. There we go. Okay. Again, no Breyfogle there. There we go. But Grant carries on, and then he comes back, and this is the start of Nightfall. And Doug Moench, I'm not too sure about that one. Moench, I'm not sure. Here we go. Sure you can put me right. And I think if memory serves, yeah, there's another one. That's my reader copy. And I can't remember. Is this? Yeah, let's have a look, because I think there's a second printing of this, and I can't remember if I've got it. If this is one of them or not. Yeah, there is. Yeah, because look at the bat. Yeah, the bat symbol. So one of those is the second printing. I'm looking for the Roman numerals, but I can't see it. Yeah, there you go. And then on again. Clearly I like that one as well. Oh, I forgot. No, even this one's an interesting one. This was my... I've told you before that about my first key comic book. Well, this was what I thought was my first key comic book. I spent £15 on this back in the day. And it was enough money, because it was like very early. I was about 16 when I got it. And I thought, oh wow, I thought Batman 500, wow, get this. I've got to club my money together, and I've got to buy this book, and I'll be a millionaire by the end of the decade. And of course, that's definitely never. It was never going to be how it panned out. But I didn't know enough back then when I was starting out. But I love it. I still love it to this day. I love the cover. Love everything about that book. I think it's Quesada, isn't it? Quesada. Hang on a second. It is, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. There you go. Sorry about the focus there. Okay, so, and then there's the alternate cover again. There you go, the standard cover. Nice, okay. And I like this cover as well, for completely different reasons. Quite clearly, I like this cover. There you go. And that's the last one of that. It's kind of a bit of a hodgepodge thereafter, but I do like, out of the entire run, that's a good one. 526 was a good story. I just remember it being most like the movies at that time. I mean, the earlier movies. This was, I think, was it 96, 95, 96, I think. But it was more like Batman from the movies, the 89 and 92, was it? Something like that, Batman Returns. And it was a good read. And there was a quite good little run here, but I'm not going to show you these. There's the glowing. Yeah, there you go. Again, variants. What I am very quickly going to show you is these, and this is the Shadow of the Bat, and it was started by Grant and Breyfogle, but that's the issue 0, so not sure when that fell exactly in terms of the date. Sorry, the zoom's appalling on this. And then Shadow of the Bat issue 1, Grant and Breyfogle. Some really, really, interesting covers on these. And you can tell that it was probably aimed, I don't know, at a slightly older market at the time. More like graphic novels in many respects. But yeah, it was a good run again. But it just dove much more deeply into into their style, I suppose. It was just at a much deeper strength than they'd done previously. Like I said, this ties into the Detective Comics run, the other Batman run that I've done before. That's an interesting cover as well, like that cover. It's an interesting cover, I should say. Here we go. And here you go. And then Tim Sale took over there. There we go. But again with Alan Grant. Just again, really interesting stuff. Really interesting run. Loved that run. Sorry, I didn't expect to see that there. Battle Books, there we go. That was definitely not what it was. What I expected it to be. Very different, but I liked the cover art at the time. It was very much of its age. So yeah, that's the Breyfogle Grant run. It was a great run. This video and the earlier video that I did a couple of weeks back showing the Detective Comics run that I've got. I've got loads of Batman comics, so I'll have to go for the other long boxes. But again, I'll save that for another time. But I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oh, and keep collecting.